StructureM, we had all of our employees here. We didn't really know who to turn to for assistance, but we knew we needed assistance. And so after some research, we found that the agency really specialized in helping franchise owners, franchise companies. We're one of them. And so we turned to StructureM to help us put together kind of a blueprint for our digital future, where we were going to go from a brand website standpoint and owner websites and social media. Facing those challenges, I think, was very difficult for the company because we were experiencing tremendous growth and didn't have sufficient resources in any area. It wasn't just this area, but in any area. So we were looking for somebody who would be able to partner with us in a way that was a true partnership, a roll up the sleeves kind of partnership. And that's really what we found with StructureM, the ability to work with us, to listen to us, to be empathic to our needs, to pivot when we have to pivot, and we've had to do that a couple of times. So that was exceptionally helpful. I think it was really through brainstorming together and sharing. The StructureM team is a lean and close team, I would say. Knows our business very well. So when we wanted to make a change to our social media, for instance, we turned to your team, and StructureM came back with some ideas on how to make it work. And that was an iterative discussion that can only be had when there's a degree of trust on both sides, and both sides can ask the kind of frank questions that you need to ask to get to a solution that will really work. And that allowed us to make changes that were pretty significant going forward. I believe it was because of the culture of the agency. Different agencies have different cultures. Some of them are large, bureaucratic, and have stiff requirements, and that is not StructureM. What we found with StructureM was a more team member oriented approach to solving problems, where we could call you, set up a meeting on this moment's notice, and be able to kind of walk through what our immediate problems were. And I think that for us was very important. The other thing that we noticed, which is why we continued for so long, was that there was a degree of empathy for the client that is fairly rare. With many agencies, there's a tremendous amount of empathy at the pitch, right up until the signing, and then it goes into a production kind of mode. We found with StructureM that the mode didn't change, that the willingness to help was earnest and was realistic, and that continued on with us. And so that is one of the main attractions to us. That is a complicated question, because I've worked with a diverse group of agencies over the years, some very, very large, some very, very small, and a bunch in between. I think size plays a role, but I think hiring the right people for the right roles and ensuring that they are aligned properly with client objectives is key. Before having this call, I just checked in with my team, and the feedback that I got was, again, exceptionally positive. I mean, we all know that Rebecca would bust through walls for the account, absolutely bust through walls. And that that's part of the DNA or the personality of the people that you hire. And that isn't just facing to the executive team, that is very much facing to our owners as well. They know that when the agency says we need to get this done and it is from the CMO, that is completely accurate. And that there's a symbiotic relationship there that is real. So I think that is not always the case with other agencies who are much more compartmentalized, who have a production staff, a deployment staff, a trafficking staff. That became seamless with StructureM, so that we didn't see those kinds of verticals that we had to worry about, but rather just one team that was working on our behalf. I think the straightforward communication was very surprising. Right from the point that we wanted to make changes, either to scale things up or in other places to scale them down, the team was always willing to work with us. And that was quite refreshing. I think one of the things that has been interesting is watching the growth of the organization over time. And in the past 12 months, we've gone from having 4 franchises open to now having 147 franchises in place, serving over 1,500 customers in 39 states. And in each one of those cases, we have worked with StructureM to set up their websites, set up their CRM system, make sure the social media is in place. And I think the ability to scale up so quickly and address our needs almost in a seamless fashion has been very impressive. So we are appreciative for that.